Welcome to Entertainment Hub for another movie recap. Before we go towards the movie, make sure to like and subscribe. This is the story of passion. This is the story of hard work. At the beginning of this story, we see a boy playing a drum. This boy's name is Andrew, who is a first-year student and also a very good jazz drum artist. But he wants to be a great drummer just like Buddy Rich, who was America's greatest jazz drummer artist. While he is practicing, there comes Terrence Fletcher, who is a ruthless drum teacher of this college. Seeing this, Andrew starts to leave, but Fletcher stops him and commands him to play the drums on different rhythms, but Andrew is unable to follow these commands. Fletcher sees this and leaves without saying anything to him. Andrew tells this to his father. His father tells him that you shouldn't worry too much, you still have a lot of time. Andrew actually plays drums as an alternate drummer for a team that is his college team, and when he is practicing with his team, Fletcher comes in. Fletcher needs a drummer for his team. He plays the drums with all the students present here, but no one lives up to his expectations. Now that Fletcher needs a drummer for his team, he selects Andrew for his team. This makes Andrew very happy because Fletcher is a very good teacher. Fletcher tells Andrew to come to practice at 6 a.m. But on Sunday, Andrew wakes up late and rushes off. But when he reaches the place where the class is held, he finds that there is no one in the class. Andrew looks at the schedule chart, which tells him that practice starts at 9 in the morning. He waits for them all there until 9 o'clock, and when they all arrive, he wants to tell them all that he is a new member of their team who is here for practice, but no one talks to Andrew. After a while, Fletcher also comes there and the whole class goes quiet seeing Fletcher because he is very strict. He tells all about Andrew and without wasting time starts the practice. All the students play a song called Whiplash. Andrew is new to the class, so he doesn't know much about Whiplash. Andrew is completely shocked to see their synchronicity. During practice, Fletcher stops everyone and says that someone is ruining everyone's performance. Then he walks up to a boy and says that it might be you. After hearing this, Fletcher gets very angry and throws him out of the class. When the boy leaves the class, Fletcher tells everyone that the boy is not at fault. He accepted his mistake because he lacked confidence, and to be a great musician you have to have confidence. Then there is a break here. During the break, Fletcher goes to Andrew and asks him about his family. After the break, Fletcher asks Andrew to play the drums and tells him, now you're going to play Whiplash. But after some time Andrew makes a mistake. Fletcher tells him that you have to correct your mistake. Fletcher gives him different cues which Andrew can't follow. Seeing all this, Fletcher is very angry and he picks up his chair and throws it at Andrew. Although Andrew survives, he is very scared. Fletcher goes to him and tells him to count the beats in your notebook. He starts stuttering because of the draw. This makes Fletcher even more angry and he slaps him hard. He tells her that if the performance of the whole class is ruined because of you, no one will be worse than me. Hearing all this tears Andrew's eyes, but he doesn't know that Fletcher is a quarrelsome person, and Fletcher tells him your mother left you when you were a child because you were a bad child and now you are mine. Coming to class crying like a girl because Andrew told him a while ago that his mother left him when he was a child. Now the class is over and Andrew is sad to come home, but now he has a lot of things on his mind, so he starts practicing on his drums. And he continues to practice until his hands bleed. This evening he also has a date with Nicole, a girl who works at the hotel. He tells Nicole that he goes to the greatest music college in the world and is in his first year and will soon become a very good drummer. Fletcher gives everyone the music notes and tells everyone to keep their notes. Their team has a main drummer named Tanner. He gives his notes to Andrew and tells him to give me my notes back when I ask. Andrew puts his notes on the chair and starts listening to the people in front. Tanner comes and asks Andrew. He asks for his notes back, but when Andrew looks there, Tanner's notes aren't there. Andrew tells him, I used to keep your notes in that place, but now they've disappeared. Tanner is very angry. He starts teasing him. Fletcher also comes here and he tells Tanner that it's time for your performance, but Tanner tells Fletcher that my notes are lost by Andrew and I should give him to take over and I'll leave without my notes. Can't perform, but then Andrew says I can do it and Andrew goes over there. Now Andrew performs as the main drummer and he plays Whiplash very well, and the next day when he goes to college Fletcher calls him and makes him the main drummer of his class. This makes Andrew very happy because it is a big deal because all the other students in the class are so perfect at their jobs, and the next evening when Andrew starts to go home after practice, Fletcher stops him. And then another guy comes over and Fletcher says to Andrew, I saw him practicing like you and his name is Connolly, and Fletcher tells them to take turns playing the drums, and Connolly's skills are better than from Andrew. That's why Fletcher makes him the main drummer. Andrew is very sad to see that. He tells Fletcher that you can't replace me with anyone. Fletcher tells him that you were never a drummer. If you want to be a main drummer, you have to work harder for that. Andrew then leaves. Today he has a date with Nicole, but now Andrew breaks up with Nicole because he wants to continue his drum practice alone, and Andrew wants to become a great drummer at any cost. Andrew comes home and starts playing the drums again, and his hands start bleeding and he breaks his drum in anger because he is so hurt that Connolly became the main drummer. The next day we see Connolly playing the drums with a tenor and Andrew sitting on the other side. During practice, Fletcher tells Connolly to play the drums faster, but Connolly can't drum faster than Fletcher. Fletcher taunts Andrew once again, but when he sees that Andrew doesn't understand, Fletcher tells him that if this is your best speed, I don't care if your mother left you when you were a baby because you were a bad kid. Then he plays the drums with the tenor, but the tenor also can't play drums with speed. Now Fletcher has every student in the class play the drums, but no one lives up to Fletcher's expectations, so he sends them all out. Fletcher gets angry and starts throwing things. After that, Andrew starts playing the drums again, but this time he starts playing the drums faster. Andrew plays the drums for 5 hours and his hands begin to bleed. As the class ends, Fletcher asks Tanner and Connolly to clean up the blood on the drums. The next day he invites the three to another place where he makes Andrew the main drummer, and the next day when Andrew gets on the bus for the competition, the bus gets punctured on the way. After which Andrew goes to rent a car and accidentally leaves his drumsticks there, and now he arrives at the place where the competition is supposed to take place even though the competition hasn't started yet. Andrew arrives a little late. Fletcher Connolly, who sits on the stage with the main drummer Andrew, sees this and goes straight to Fletcher and tells him that you have no right to put someone else in my place. Fletcher asks him, where are your drumsticks? Andrew remembers that he left his skits car rental place. Andrew asks Fletcher, but Fletcher tells him, I won't wait for you long. Now Andrew takes someone's car straight to the place, but while he is coming back, his car meets with an accident and he is badly injured. But Andrew gets back into competition regardless of his injuries. And I sits on the stage on the drummer's rope, but his fingers are injured, so he feels pain while playing the drums. The stick falls out of his hand, after which Fletcher stops the performance and apologizes to the judges. He dismisses Andrew, which angers Andrew, and he attacks Fletcher, killing him because he is upset by Fletcher's cruelty. The two men rescue Fletcher. Next we see a lawyer coming to Andrew. She tells Andrew that Fletcher had a student of yours 6 years ago, but now he is dead and Fletcher is responsible for his death and me. She wants him to testify against Fletcher, and she tells him, Andrew, that your testimony will be protected. After hearing all this, Andrew testifies against Fletcher. Andrew goes to the club where he sees Fletcher and the jazz performers. As the song ends, Andrews walks out of the club, but Fletcher calls him. Fletcher explains that he pushes his students beyond the expected so they might achieve greatness. He invites Andrew to perform at JVC Festival concert with his band. Andrew agrees and invites Nicole, learning that she has a new relationship. On stage, Fletcher tells Andrew he knows he testified against him, and in revenge, leads the band in a new piece Andrew was not given sheet music for. Andrew leaves the stage humiliated, but returns and begins playing Caravan, interrupting Fletcher as he addresses the audience. The rest of the band joins him, and Fletcher follows suit. Andrew ends the performance with an extravagant drum solo. Fletcher is at first angry, but gives a nod of approval to Andrew as he finishes.
Make sure to subscribe and turn on notification, so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.